Thanks for tuning in to A1 Juncture by Anthony One. I love to be inspired and hope to inspire. Today I've got my very first special guest. So it's Shane Bryant. He's inspired me to do something like a podcast. He's recently done a charity challenge. He's raised money for a local charity and done something amazing to do that. So I'd love to share this story with everyone. So thank you very much, Shane, for taking the time out to speak today.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for having me.
And so where should we start? So you recently did the 3 Peaks challenge.
Well, I mean, the National 3 Peaks is part of the challenge. I actually did 3 challenges rolled into one as one big challenge. The National 3 Peaks being the first of the 3, and then I ran coast to coast. Just so you know, I ran all 3 of them as well. So I ran the National 3 Peaks, then I ran coast to coast, starting from Bowness and Saldaway, following the Hadrian's Wall path to Newcastle, Wall's End, and then I did the Hull City Culture Marathon. I did the 3 challenges over 3 consecutive weekends.
Right, that's quite like a marathon, basically. Yeah, thinking of 3 marathons and 3 weekends.
5 marathons in 3 weekends.
5, okay. My goodness.
It actually turned out to be more because there's the second challenge that I did. There was diversions on the route, so I think that I did something like an extra 12 miles onto my journey as well. So it's like 5 and nearly half a marathon more.
Right. This sounds like an impossible challenge. So have you run before this sort of distance?
Never the distance that I ran. If I'm honest, I do regularly run, not as much as I'd like to. But how it came about is when I graduated from university and I'd gained a lot of weight. I was at my heaviest, 16 stone, and I really just wasn't happy being that weight. So I decided to do something about it. And what started off as just a couple of runs each night. Well, sorry, a run each night at a local field, which is like 0.4 miles, turned into a run each night, which was 1.2 miles, which then turned into a run each night, which was 2.4 miles, and then that started being like too much to do every night. So I started doing like every other night, but up in the distance. And then when I started like hitting 10-mile runs, that's when it started. That was the longest I'd ever run in my life. But I started to feel really good about that, and I wanted to continue doing it. And next thing I know, I'm doing like 13-mile runs. I initially set myself a challenge to do the Yorkshire 3 Peaks as fast as I could do it. I'd already previously done it the year before and the year before that. The first time I did it in 9 hours and 15, and then the year after that I did it in 8 hours flat. But this year round I was going to do it in, I was going to just try and do it for like 7 hours, but I ran it in 6. And then it was that moment really that inspired me to do the 3 major challenges last year, because I'd come home and I was like feeling really confident about what I'd done, and I was actually speaking to my stepmom at the time, and I said, you know what? I said I might run the National 3 Peaks, then I might run coast to coast, then I might do the whole marathon, and I just said it as a joke really, and my stepmom said, she said, well, I think you could do it.
So you was like still high from doing one, coming back from that trip, and out of that euphoria, you just thought, I'm going to just do a marathon after a marathon after a marathon.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So, but hearing my stepmom say to me like, I think you can do it. It's just like having that somebody believe in you, and that really made me believe in myself as well. Seeing my own progress going from 16 stone to 13 stone, 13 and a half stone, and achieving what I'd achieved. And I just thought, well, why not? Why not just do it, but like do it for charity? So that's what I decided to do.
So it was the running first, and then I thought, yeah, why not put this to good use as well at the same time?
Yeah. So initially, I wanted to I wanted to raise money for children who had been abused emotionally, and I was doing a lot of research, and I couldn't find anywhere locally who deal purely with emotional abused children. The only people I could really find was it like your big charities like your NSPCC and your Bernardo's, and I don't really know what it was about wanting to contribute to a local charity. I just, that just felt right for me to do that. And I found a charity called Kids, who work with children with disabilities.
That's in Hull?
Yeah, that's in Hull, yeah. I got in touch with those, and it turns out that, they don't work with children who have been abused, but they do work with very vulnerable children who, could be exposed to abuse, and, they're in a position where they do need help and stuff. And I thought, well, if I can't help, like the charity that I wanted to help, at least I can still help children, So I decided to raise the money for kids. So I set myself a goal of just raising £1,000. I set up a GoFundMe page, shared that on like your Facebook, and just like texting it to people, and they text it to their friends and family, and the money that I raised was outstanding, really. In such a short period of time, I raised like over £1,400 or something.
Wow. So was it easy to set up this GoFundMe? Was that the main channel to get donations in, or was there others?
No, well, I did hard copy as well. So like just going around asking people if they wanted to donate to the charity, and I found that one was less effective.
Right.
So it was definitely the GoFundMe page which was the most effective.
Did you get like a sense of get an idea of where these donations come from, like globally, or was it like nationally? Or could you see that where it came from?
Well, my brother, he lives in Australia. He donated a couple of $100, which it's halfway around the world. You don't really get any further than that, really.
That's brilliant.
So yeah, that was my brother. He donated a couple of $100, and then my boss, he donated a couple of $100. Just people were just so generous. Like it was overwhelming at some points. Like when I had one person donate, and then after I did the challenges, he donated again just because he was like mesmerised by what I'd done.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
You mentioned a while back about the whole Daily Mail being involved. How did you do that? How did you get to do that?
Okay, so I got in touch with the Hull Daily Mail purely for advertisement reasons, like to try and get them to share the GoFundMe page, and so I could raise more money. But it didn't work out like that. What happened was I had a phone call from Hull Daily Mail whilst I was at work out doing some deliveries, and I gave them a really brief interview over the phone, and next thing I know, it's published in the papers, and I had no time to like really tell them what I wanted to put in there or anything like that. Yeah. So that didn't really work, to be honest.
Yeah, he was unprepared to give like the information.
Yeah, totally unprepared. Yeah.
It was kind of unprofessional of holding. Well, I don't want to put them down because they might help me one day, but kind of unprofessional of holding email to get you off the hook like that. Like they should have prepared a good interview time to do it, so that he was prepared.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Tony, to be honest, but I don't know. I mean, you might want to edit that bit out, but
no, I'm going to keep it all in. It wasn't very helpful, so you felt that you could have sold yourself better on Hull Daily Mail. So really, you didn't get what you thought you could have got out of Hull Daily Mail.
No, I had absolutely zero feedback from anybody.
Right.
I didn't even know that was in the paper until like somebody had told me.
Right.
There's a write-up about you in the paper, and I just thought, hey.
Right. I didn't even realise you was going to be that.
Yeah, I wasn't even ready for it. And when I read it, some of the things that they put in there wasn't wasn't true to what I said. You know,
right.
so I wasn't really happy about that. But you know, it doesn't matter.
It's a learning process.
Yeah, definitely. So next time, if I'm ever going to give an interview with a Hull Daily Mail, I'll have some points which, you know, I'll make sure that I get a point.
Yeah, you control the interview time and things like that.
Yeah.
No, that's good. So the most effective thing was the internet and GoFundMe, maybe Facebook. And,
yeah, well, I mean, the GoFundMe page was shared purely through Facebook.
right.
That's where all my donations come from, like just family and friends, and you know, people who was inspired by what I was doing. You know, they all donated, and that was it really. I didn't get any donations from anybody else really.
Can I just quickly go back to the endurance side of doing the runs?
Yeah,
I mean, it's quite a hell of a, you know, mammoth task.
Mm.
So, did you come across any hurdles, and how did you come, you know, overcome them?
Well, I came across a few, to be honest with you, Tony. So
2 minutes.
2 minutes. What, until the end?
Until the end of this this short episode. But we can go on to the next one. You know?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.